அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். நம்ம இன்னைக்கு பார்க்க போறது உரையாட போறது சான் பிரான்சிஸ்கோ வளைகுடா பகுதி தமிழ் மன்றத்தின் நன்கொடையாளர் திருமதி பிரேமா சுப்பிரமணியம் அவர்களை சந்திக்கலாம் வாங்க. Hello everyone. My name is J. Juliet Andonisamy. You can simply call me Juliet. I am the Vice President of Administration, San Francisco Bay Area Tamil Mandram for 2020. Thanks, Ms. Prema, for being the SBATM sponsor. Today, BATM 2020 board members are together with our sponsor, Prema Subramaniam, on real estate market. Update Zoom discussion. Prema brings the skills she developed during her time in law to her work as an agent, giving her clients an advantage. Prema earned LLB from the University of London and LLM from Santa Clara University. She possesses a unique perspective on the business and is able to provide valuable consultation regarding all aspects of the home buying and selling process. It is the commitment to educating and advising her clients that truly sets her apart. Welcome, Prema. Welcome, Prema.
Oh, thank you, Julia.
How are you?
Thank you.
Let's start our webinar. Before starting our webinar, I invite 2020 EC members introduce themselves.
Good evening, everyone. This is Pugal Anbu, Secretary of San Francisco Bay Area Tamil Mandram. It's my pleasure and our pleasure to have a wonderful conversation with Realtor Mrs. Prema Subramaniam. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. This is Annamalai Muthukaruppan. I'm an honorary member 2020. It's a very great pleasure in meeting with Prema Subramaniam during this pandemic situation to understand about the real estate market. Welcome, Prema, and looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
வணக்கம், நான் மீனா சுந்தர், 2020 president. Welcome, Prema.
My name is Subha Rajesh, Treasurer of SFBATM 2020. I am very excited to learn with you, Prema, about the housing market, especially during this shelter in place. Over to you, Prema.
Thank you, BATM board members. So during these ever-changing times, it's my goal to keep you informed and up to date on the latest trends we are seeing in the housing market. So thank you, BATM, again for reaching out to me. And today I'm going to share with you all some real-time data.
I have few questions to you, Prema. Can I start? Okay.
Sure.
How is the Bay Area real estate market now, Prema?
Sure. So everyone reasonably wants to know what is happening right now in the market. Low interest rate, wild stock market swings, rise in unemployment, recession, and etc. So the key difference in today's real estate market are, number one, shortage of housing inventory and stricter lending requirements, or I can say that as irresponsible lending are no longer existing. So having said that, a lot of changes have happened during this shelter in place, especially with the only vacant home showing restrictions in March and April. However, despite the COVID-19 fear, transactions were still taking place in March and April. So let's see this chart, which shows the number of listings closing in 8 Bay Area counties. Can we show the chart? The first chart. Can we see the chart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, so in March, 4,262 closed sales were reported, and in April, 3,395. So the drop in sales volume is due to the coronavirus effect. The sales data that I have for y'all in March still reflects the market before the shelter-in-place rules went into effect. That is to say that all the closed sales typically lag the market, which means that it usually takes about 3 to 5 weeks from when an offer is accepted to the closing. So to summarize this, 2020 began as a high demand and a very low inventory market, and then the crisis and shelter in place hit, which caused some of the sellers to pull listings off the market. Now the shelter in place is a little relaxed, and with a strong buyer demand, the sellers are getting back to the market.
Oh, that's a great insight, Prema. It looks like a number of real estate sales has gone down a little bit. However, the overall market is as strong as oak. Yet I have to ask this: is the market really trending downwards?
No, Pugal. The data actually indicates that the COVID-19 induced market downturn is only temporary. To show you what I'm trying to say, I'm going to show you two charts. Number one, it's going to be on the national market, and then I'll come back to our Bay Area market. So can we please share the first national market chart? Can we see the chart? Can we see the chart?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this chart shows the real-time data from 17 of our market snapshot, reflecting an increase in newly under contract inventory. So across our 135 Compass national markets, we saw real estate activity bottoming out 2 to 3 weeks under the shelter-in-place order. And as restrictions in many states are easing from shelter-in-place, over the last couple of weeks, we have seen the number of in-contract homes bounce back from the pre-COVID levels in over 90 of those markets. So yeah, the light blue is Southern California. So now the same goes with our Bay Area market. Let's share our Bay Area markets chart. Can you see the same thing again? So the sudden impact of shelter in place in mid-March and the bounce back that began after low point in March and early April. That's a nice chart, right? I really like that chart. You can see all the four colors. The red shows East Bay, the blue shows South Bay, orange North Bay, and the light gray, green San Francisco. It's a nice bounce back.
Oh, it's a nice bounce back. So it looks like there will be more activities, right, Prema?
Generally speaking, market activity as measured by the number of listings going into contract continued to pick up rapidly in May, but activity in May, which typically among the busiest selling months of the year, remained well below May 2019. So as the market learning to adjust to new circumstances and with easing of home showing rules, it is expected the recovery will continue to surge closer to normal. In fact, based on the strength of buyer demand, some analysts they believe the coming months may be busier than 2019, as sales activity that would have occurred in spring gets pushed into summer instead. I'm pretty sure you guys know that spring is the busiest selling season, right? So that season is now going to be pushed to summer.
Mm-hmm.
You are on mute.
So who has the next question for me?
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. Sorry about that, Prema. And yeah, so you explained about the activities, and you said the market is pushing to another 3 months to the summer instead of spring. It's going to be active in summer. So how have the restrictions been loosened on the market?
So as of May, owner-occupied homes can again be toured in person, if virtual tour is not feasible. And during the tour appointment, the owner obviously cannot be inside the home, and a maximum of 2 prospective buyers from the same household is now allowed to tour with protective gear. So buyers and sellers are learning to adjust to new practices as we have a lot of protocols to follow.
Good to know, Prema. So how are the buyers and sellers are reacting to the current changes?
Some still they are not ready. So what I do is I create a collection and we watch the market together by collaborating in real time. Collection is a curated visual workspace that I create for my sellers and buyer clients. On the other hand, for serious buyers, I'm taking them for showing. But home showings are a little different today. We wear our masks and gloves, and for safety reason, I actually don't allow them to touch any knobs or surface. So we will be like crawling into the home like ninjas. And yeah, I have to like repeatedly like remind them not to touch the knob and surface, and I will do that for them. But both the buyers and sellers are cooperating and adapting to the changes fast. The obvious change in practice will be to conduct all the real estate activities electronically or virtually. So this is like obvious change because before this everything was in person, right? So it is a little different, but they are adapting fast, meaning that there is not going to be any open house. Open house going to be done virtually, and no handling of printed materials. So here comes Compass with a very promising technology, and partnering with Compass puts me in the best position to serve my client today. For those who doesn't know what Compass is, it's a real estate tech company. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a very low supply and a high demand. So we may be wondering why the buyer's demand has increased, and I am of the opinion that one of the reason could be the low interest rate, which hit another historic low at the end of May. So this chart that we are going to share next shows that as per Freddie Mac on May 28th, the weekly average interest rate for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage was 3.13%. So that's like way low. Can we see the chart?
Yes.
Yes. So if you look at the chart, you see November 2018, it was about 4.94, and today it's about 3.13 in the low threes. So it is also reported that California mortgage applications are about 5% from where they were a year ago, meaning there are many qualified buyers out there looking to purchase.
Wow. It looks like it's a good time to sell, right, Prema?
Definitely. So if you're thinking about putting your house on market, contact me today. Now may be your best opportunity. With so few homes on the market to buy, this season may be the time for your home to stand out.
Good.
Well, are there any impacts on the home price, Prema?
So far, it's still in early days that the current crisis has not negatively affected year-over-year median sales price. So the next chart will actually illustrate an approximate weighted average of median house sales prices for 6 inner Bay Area counties to give you an idea of year-over-year price changes through April 2020. So many factors play a role in median sales prices, and every neighborhood is unique by itself. I can't cover all the cities or neighborhoods here today. So to give you an idea, I will be sharing the Alameda County's data. The next chart shows Alameda County's detached house volumes by city. And look at that. Fremont recorded the highest sales volume with a median sales price of 1.15 million. followed by Hayward, Livermore, and so on.
Sounds good, Prema. This makes me to think, will the high unemployment rate bring the market down anytime?
That's a nice question. We all know people have lost jobs, but we must examine closely which sector took the hardest hit. Those who filed for unemployment insurance includes those who were in furlough, independent contractors impacted by the initial shelter-in-place order, who will be back to work as soon as the order is relaxed or lifted. So, despite reported predictions that unemployment would continue to rise in May, the US jobless rate actually fell. So, how quickly this trend can be reversed will probably be the single largest factor behind an economic recovery. Maybe after the discovery of a vaccine. But it is too early to find an answer on whether this may be a factor to bring the housing prices down. As at today, based on the data, the prices are still stable. But what became more interesting in housing market is the change in buyers' mindset with the partial remote work model. So generally speaking, the more suburban or rural counties saw the strongest May 2020 markets on a year-over-year basis, while counties with large urban centers saw the softest. So this may be because rural or suburban counties were and remain less affected by COVID-19. Some buyers are switching to less urban locations, or some city residents are relocating or purchasing second homes outside urban centers, and also can be because of low housing cost. But talking about some residents relocating or purchasing second home, I'm pretty sure you guys have been to Lake Tahoe, right? So Lake Tahoe is normally, we say that as our second home market. So today our Compass Lake Tahoe office is like really busy. They have actually recorded 51 sales in the month of June alone. Yeah, 51 just from our Memorial Day weekend. So that's a very nice number.
That's a good place for shelter home.
So do you all have any other questions for me? I think we covered quite a bit.
Okay, so Prema, thank you very much. That was a clear explanation for all the questions that few of us from the board members had in mind, and these are all some of the questions were also like frequently asked by some few of our members. So it did really give us some wider perspective, because we all had some mindset thinking if it is the right time to sell or buy. And then what I see is according to the statistics that you had shared, uh, it's not only a seller market, it is also a buyer market or something like that, because the trend is not very bad at all. And then the explanation was very clear. Thank you so much. And Prema, you to the people, viewers who are, seeing the interview today, Prema plays an emphasis on humanitarianism and believes in giving back to the community. She's been our great sponsor whenever we reached out to her, or not only Tamil Mandram, any community. She always sees to it that how far she can extend her help. And then she also donates a part of her income to the community. So the giving back is very much in her. And when the first time when I met her, that is how I saw her. And I always keep saying her, she's having two small kids, but then great entrepreneur. She is doing a great job with so small kids, not only in the business side, also the voluntary side. She would be coming to the spot, our events, Bay Area Tamil Mandram's event. But when she sees some activities going on, she won't bother about her sponsorship booth, but she'll jump in and then help us with all the activities. If there is a crowd in the food area, she'll jump in and try to put the boxes, fill it up, and then give it to the people who are waiting in the long line. And that is how she is to the community, always reachable. And you name it, she would do that job for us. And then it's not that a sponsor, she should not do a volunteering thing or something like that. Thank you, Prema, for all the help that you're doing to Tamil Mandram, and not only Tamil Mandram, apart from every community. And you are doing a fantastic job. And during this situation, there is a lot of questions, and then sitting and analyzing and then making sure each and every question is being answered to all your people who reach out to you. And that really shows how dedicated you are to your work. And beyond that, for customer satisfaction, which is what people want from you. And then you do that. You do a great job. Thank you very much. And for those who are watching today, if you are interested to learn about your particular market activity, or people from other states, or even anyone who's interested to join Prema's monthly newsletter, please email her. And it is very simple. It's prema.subramaniam@compass.com, or visit her website, www.premarealtor.com. We would give all those information below. There is a description box. You can check that out. We'll also share those details below in our YouTube channel. So you can just reach out to her, and she will be happy to explain all the details to you. Thank you, Prema.
Oh, I'm so touched, Meena. Thank you so much. Yeah, and thank you, BATM, for having me. And one last note for our viewers. We are certainly excited that California is gearing up to reopen many businesses in coming weeks, but that doesn't mean that the threat of contracting COVID-19 is gone. So we still have to continue to follow the social distancing guidelines and other guidelines as well. So keeping your family's need top in mind, and pairing with Compass technology, we are able to make the home buying and selling experience intelligent and seamless. Contact me today and I'll walk you through the Compass virtual agent services. Thank you and stay safe.
Thank you, Prema.
Thank you, Prema.
Juliet, you are on mute. Juliet.
Once again, thanks Prema for being the SBATM sponsor. I would like to thank you on behalf of San Francisco Bay Area Tamil Mandram.
Thank you,
தமிழால்
Juliet.
இணைவோம், ஆள்போல் தலைப்போம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
வணக்கம்.